Relational dynamics are important because you need to look at business for what it really is. So there's like an old phrase that everybody knows is that it's nothing personal, it's just business. And I really think it's actually the opposite. It's nothing business and it's all personal. And it all comes up all along the consulting engagement, because you think about it, how I'm leading my organization in my career is very personal. So I have a huge vested interest, if you're talking about from a client standpoint, about how this work is going to go. And then as a consultant, I have a huge vested interest. My livelihood's based on this. This is my brand. This is all very, very personal. And then not to mention all the other emotional triggers and baggage that we all bring into the workplace. And then you multiply it out by all the people who are in the organization. This is why politics is so difficult, is that people are not explicitly dealing with their true biases or their true challenges and their true issues, and everything gets masked. So as a consultant, you have to be really smart about first understanding your own emotional stuff, your own triggers, your own need, so that you can figure out how you get out of the way of helping your client. Easier said than done, because it's really hard to do when you're worrying about how am I going to feed the babies and you got the scarcity going on, and it's really hard to get yourself out of the way because you really want to do a good job. But that's the first thing you need to do. And then the second is you need to understand your client and where their emotional situation is that every time when they have objections, you have to know the difference between an objection and resistance, because they're not the same. And you have to know how to handle it, and you have to know how to create your relationship with your client that is not me and I'm up here and you're up here, or the other way around. You got to create that peer-to-peer relationship, and you got to build that trust so that you can raise difficult issues and you can share the difficult things that they don't necessarily always want to hear, and they have to know that you are an advocate for their success. And then the other aspect of all the relational dynamics that you need to pay attention to is all the politics and how all those different pieces work together. You could see, if you go into an executive meeting, if you're smart and if you look at it with that third eye, to say, who's the real thought leader here, or who's the informal leader? So you've got the people around the table with their titles, but somebody's leading that organization, and it's not necessarily the CEO. And you need to know how all these dynamics work and how you can navigate through it, because you need to be able to do that to close business, especially repeat business, but your projects will not be as successful if you don't understand how to create buy-in and alliances among the executive team.